Thank you. Hey, everybody. Hi. When I was in 8th grade, my best friend's name was Daniel Rao. And he was the most glorious weirdo I ever knew. And I've been thinking, like, how do you, in just a quick moment, sum up how beautifully weird this guy was and all the, like, beautiful sincerity he pulled out of me, because I'd get in on all of his weird ideas. This is the one I got. I remember one time when Dan spent a full day at school running around the classroom trying to convince everyone in the class that they should, from now on, refer to us only as Master Dan and Master Kevin. And we were bullied a lot. And I've always wondered, maybe it had something to do with the fact that we asked everyone in our class to refer to us exclusively as Master Kev and Master Dan, which they did not do. No. They referred to us as Niles and Frasier. And it was bad because Dan really did look just like Niles, and I don't not look like Frasier, you know? The worst day of the bullying was one day in 8th grade. We were out in the portable. Remember portables? Those like shipping containers for student cattle. We were out in the portable. Our teacher had to go into the school, and within a moment, like as soon as the door closed, my primary bully, there were a few, but my chief bully was Kyle Kelly. And Kyle Kelly was up on his feet right away. Whole class looks at him and he goes, "Hey, everybody, Kevin and Daniel play bum darts." Now, some of you are quick to the draw and have pieced together what he was insulting. But in case you didn't know what it was implied with such a phrase as bum darts, he acted it out. He shouted out across the room. He got a volunteer. "Corey, stand up." Corey's up. He goes, "Turn around." Corey turns around. And he goes, "Corey is Dan, and I'm Kevin, and this is bum darts." And he ran across the room and he humped a guy in the bum. Which is pretty homophobic. And also kind of gay. But I have empathy now. He might have had other things going on. Now I'm older, I have empathy. At the time I was just embarrassed. I was mortified. Everything changed for me. A switch got flipped, and from that day on, I didn't want any attention. I was afraid I'd be embarrassed. I didn't want to wear any shirts with logos on them. And it wasn't because I got like super high conscious and was like, "Hey man, don't brand me." No, it wasn't like a conscious move. It was just a logo is like a target for attention. And I didn't want that. But one day I went to school, the big white logo on a black shirt, and I realized when I got in the front hallway and saw people looking at my chest, ladies, that's what it's like. That must be awful. When I felt the attention on my shirt, it was like, oh my gosh. I went right into the bathroom and thought, what am I gonna do? And I'm clever. So I realized that what I could do is just take my shirt off, turn it inside out, and then no one will know that I'm wearing a brand on it. There'll be no logo, it's just black. And what I failed to recognize is the only thing more obvious than a shirt with a logo on it is a shirt that is clearly inside out with like a flippy tag and everything, just walking around school thinking nobody knows. Oh gosh. I also recognize there's a certain irony to me talking about being afraid to be seen in clothes wearing what I'm wearing tonight. I didn't dress like this for a very long time, and I'll tell you who gave me the courage to throw on a weird boiler suit is my daughter. It's my daughter's 6. Her name is Clementine. She's the greatest human being on earth, tied with my son in case he ever hears about this. And she wears everything. My wife gets this clothes from like vintage stores and thrift stores, and she comes home and she's like, I got a romper for Clem. I'm like, there's no way a 6-year-old is gonna wear a romper. And Clem sees it, she's like, romp on, let's go. She throws on the romper. She wears it all, jumpers, rompers, boiler suits, overalls, she does it all. And I said, Clem, how do you wear such cool stuff that's also kind of weird? Like, I don't want to like infect her mind that it's weird, but like it is, it's kind of strange. And she gave me the best wisdom. She said, Dad, anything that you think is cool is cool. As long as you think it's cool, it's cool. And I was like, wow, that is such sage wisdom. But then she leaned in and she said, but you gotta know how to do the buttons. I was like, you gotta know how to do the buttons. You gotta know how to do the buttons, because if you don't know how to do the buttons, you might pee your pants. And there's nothing more embarrassing than peeing your pants. That is like a 6-year-old's fear, and then it goes away for a long time, but then it comes back. And I've heard that sometimes it comes back if you've had a baby, that sometimes if you're laughing, you might just like feel like you might pee your pants. I know. Look, I don't know firsthand. I'm just saying I've heard rumors on the internet. And I just want to say, like, if at any point tonight, any of you pee your pants because you're laughing so hard, please tell me about it. It's not in a weird way at all. I just think there's nothing funnier. I want to be in on the joke with you that there's nothing funnier than peeing our pants with just a little bit of empathy. Oh, we'll see how late this night gets. Okay, look, here's the thing. You got to know how to do the buttons so that you can go to the bathroom, so that you can go on your phone, right? Isn't the greatest part of going to the washroom in the year 2022 that while you're peeing, you get to scroll and just spread little piss particles all over that beautiful OLED screen? Oh, and if you get to poop, it's like 20 minutes of escaping from reality and just working those poop particles right into the crack of that beautiful iPhone Pro. Oh. And I only know this because I'm one of you. I'm one of you. I'm an addict. I've learned I'm an addict. I'm addicted to my phone. It was a long time before I could even say it out loud. And they were all the signs. Like, in addition to the bathroom stuff, which I should have seen coming, there's the fact that once I was scrolling on my phone at night in bed, and I was so tired as I scrolled that I just dropped my phone onto my own face, which is a different kind of FaceTime. Boo. Yeah, boo, FaceTime. Boo, let's get it on the record. No, I like rotary phones. Don't listen to me. Look, that was the first sign. And then there's the things about using a phone that I haven't realized until more recently. Like, it was just a couple of weeks ago that I realized for the first time what I'd been doing all those years, scrolling on my Facebook feed and my Instagram feed. Just one day it dawned on me, it's called a feed. Ding, 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 ding. Come on in, everybody. Get your feed. Ding, 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 ding. Come on in. And here we come. Nom, 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 nom. They're letting the cattle decide how much feed they get to put in their mouth. Of course we hit ignore limit 5 times a day, it's too much nom 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 feed. So okay, I had a problem. I'm an addict, trying to be in recovery. Let me tell you the hard thing about recovery when you're an addict to your phone is that when you go back out in society after 2 years of isolation, you're hanging out with people and then sometimes they pull out your heroin. Okay, it's not heroin, but it's at least cigarettes. They pull it out and I'm like, oh, I mean, look, it's probably heroin, but we don't need to go there at a comedy show. Look, they pull out the cigarettes. And so when people pull out their phone, I feel like, oh, I wonder where my phone is. I gotta go find my phone. I wanna touch it. And so I wanna touch it. It's like precious to me. And when I'm near it, it's hard for me. And so I just wanna ask, like, as a favor, if you need, when you're hanging out with me, if you need to go on your phone, could you just take it outside for 5 minutes and then come on back in? You don't need to agree with me about anything, by the way. I'm an idiot. I barely know what words mean. And sometimes I know what words mean and then they switch meaning in my brain. Like I was setting up a tent with a friend this summer. We were erecting it. And I just couldn't shake the fact that everything he was saying sounded so horny. You know, he was like, you gotta take your big rod. And I was like, oh, my what? He's gonna put the poles together there. And then you're gonna look for on the tent, you're gonna look for a hole. I was like, okay. So you put it right in there, but just gentle at first, just the tip. Just the tip. And then you're gonna wanna move it in there real fast. Once real fast, yeah, and pull it right down to the shaft. To the shaft? You know, by the end, he was telling me, flip it around and see which side's got the nipple on it. The nipple on it? Bro, are we pitching a tent? Or are we pitching a tent? And that's complicated because other times a word is sexual, but when people use it, it's not being used sexually. Like these flags and bumper stickers maybe you've seen around. And they say F*** CK Trudeau. F*** Trudeau. And I watched Wheel of Fortune. So I know how these things go. And I know that says F-U-C-K Trudeau. And look, I'm cool, I'm with the lingo and with the times. I know when people use that word, they mean like, boo Trudeau. Right? Like, Trudeau, down with Trudeau, we don't like Trudeau. That's how they're using it. It's an intensifier to nothing. But they're using it to say we don't like Trudeau. Now, I understand then that on the one hand, figuratively, those flags mean down with Trudeau. But I also can't shake the fact, on the other hand, that words mean something. Words mean something. And the word F-U-C-K has historically and nearly exclusively referred to the act of sexual intercourse. And so on the one hand, I understand that flag that says F-U-C-K Trudeau is saying figuratively down with Trudeau. On the other hand, I can't forget the fact that it literally is saying, fuck Trudeau. And I don't even think it is consensual. Like, I think it's literally saying, Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. And I just don't think that should be on a flag. But it's hard these days. People are amped up. Everybody's got a flag. Everybody's got a side, got an enemy. Feels like you're either looking for a gerbil ball to roll your way safely through the streets, avoid all the other infected, or you're joining a freedom rally and taking over the capital city of Canada for not an insignificant amount of time. And that one was a real doozy for me, Freedom Convoy. So I was like, oh, Freedom Convoy. It's just so complicated because, like, I don't want to be controversial, but I like freedom. And I'm open to liking convoys. And yet everything I saw from this convoy of freedom wasn't something I was interested in at all, to be honest. I started having phone calls with a friend around this time. We talked every week on the phone while the Ottawa stuff was going on, going like, what is happening? Why is everything falling apart? Why does everyone hate each other? Why does the world feel like it's just ripping apart? And on the third call, he was like, I think I got it. I was like, you think you got it? I didn't even know there was an answer. He's like, I think I got it. I think that we're sad and we miss each other. I think that we're sad and we miss each other. And I think he's right. And I wonder if there's not some way we can't just flip this whole thing so that instead of being sad and missing each other, we could be like sad together. Wouldn't that be great? Sad together is about the best we can hope for. Things are about to get a lot worse before they go up again. But that would be enough. So I've been thinking about what's a way to rebuild some social trust. And I've been trying out these little experiments myself. And I invite you to join along. Very, very simple things, just two of them. The first one, when you go out on a walk, pick up a piece of garbage and throw it out. You've got to, don't pick it up and then litter again and be like, I did it, and then don't do that. But pick it up and throw it out. And here's the thing, some of you are like, ew. Okay, I agree. But you don't have to pick up the nasty ones. And you don't have to get all of them. I'm not saying like, get the bag out and the picker. Like, I'm not saying to do that. I'm just saying when you're walking, you'll see a piece of garbage. This is how it works for me. I'm walking, I see a piece of garbage, and I go, oh, I could pick up that. Oh, that's my piece of garbage. And you might be afraid that someone might see you and say, what is that garbage man doing? And I just want to be clear that there aren't just garbage men in this world. There are garbage women. And garbage women are doing just as much to contribute to what's going on as anybody else, am I right? And let's go a little further. Why the binary at all? Can't we just all agree that there's garbage people? Just a whole bunch of garbage people. And so if you ever pick up a piece of garbage and you think someone's staring and judging you, you plant your feet, you wait 2 seconds, and you think, hey, I am a proud garbage person, and someone's got to clean up these streets. Literally. Okay. There's number one. There is one more, and you're not going to like it. Guys, we gotta start remembering each other's names. We just gotta, and I know it's impossible. Like, I know. But just think about how good it feels when you're talking to someone and they just casually drop your name into a conversation. Like, Andy, doesn't that just feel so good? Like, all of a sudden you've got this connection. Oh, you feel seen, known, named. Oh.
I agree with you, Kevin.
I had a neighbor move in 2 years ago. And the first time we met, I thought, this guy's cool. I bet we could be friends. And I went up and said, hey, I'm Kevin. It's great to meet you. And he said, oh, hey, Kevin, I'm Tom. I said, what? And it was just gone. Like, I forgot his name before he finished saying it. And I was like, oh, it's all right. It's all right. There's always a second chance to swing. So a couple days later when I saw him, I thought, I got it. I'm going to go up, say hi to him. I walk up. Hey, my name's Kevin. I met you the other day. So sorry I forget your name. And he said, oh, no problem, Kevin. My name is Tone. And I went, no! Not again! And at that point, like if you forget somebody's name twice, you just aren't allowed to be friends with that person, right? Like, you start at a grocery store, you're looking down the aisles, right? You're checking out your door before you leave in the morning. And if you run into them, you just use every name adjacent trick you've got. Hey, buddy, pal, friend, good to see you, neighbor, amigo. Like you just... And so I think that what we might just need is to be honest. Because one day I was talking to him and I said, listen, this is really embarrassing for me because we've been talking for 2 years. But I forget your name and I'm really bad at this stuff. And he looked at me and he said, oh, thank you for saying that. I forgot your name too. And I was like, oh, we're both garbage people. I wonder if maybe we just need some new expressions. Like there's this thing in mini golf where if you take a swing and you hit the ball and it goes off into the funny gunnies or it gets hit by the windmill of doom or whatever you got, you're allowed to just say, mulligan, and you just get to do it again. Aren't mulligans the greatest? It's a thing. If you're 6, I mean, I don't know. How many of you are competitively mini golfing and are like, actually, mulligans can only be used? No. It'll work. Here's what we need to do. There's always that time in conversation where you have to finally use someone's name, but you're not sure you've got it, right? And it's like, oh, this is my shot. Oh, I gotta take it. And you walk up and you're like, hey, so good to see you again, Melody. And she's like, Melanie. And you're like, damn it. But what if it could work this way? You walk up and you say, hey, it's great to see you, Melody. And she says, Melanie. And you say, Mulligan. Why not? We could do it. We decide how we interact, don't we? We decide how we interact. And we have been, yes, a little distant from each other. And we haven't trusted each other. And maybe we've been afraid of being embarrassed when we could have just been earnest. Because we've been ironic and cynical for so long, I think it's time for sincerity to strike back. We'll see if it catches on. Okay, would you permit me one last story before we go? Okay. That's just just pure holy water. Does he mean it? I recently saw that movie, Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. It's a wild ride. And in case you haven't seen it, here's the premise very quickly. In this world, the hypothesis is that there are many multiverses, endless universes, that there is, as much as you could imagine a thing being, there's a universe where that is the case. And so in this movie, the main character, she is what is her name again? Is anyone able to bail me out? Don't look on your phone. Oh, Eleanor. Evelyn. I was wrong on the first. Mulligan! Evelyn is in a fight with this woman who's gonna just destroy her. Kapow! And Evelyn has to learn Kung Fu, but she doesn't know Kung Fu. So what she has to do, and these smart future people talk to her on her headset. They're like, you've gotta now jump, it's called verse jumping. Jump from your universe to a universe where you have the ability to fight with Kung Fu, and then you'll bring that skill back to your mind, and then you know Kung Fu. It's pretty much the Matrix, but kind of like more millennial. Anyways. So, in this scene in the movie, she's like, how do I do this? How do I verse jump? And they say, you've got to do something that otherwise you would never do. And so it starts off easy. They say, switch your shoes. So she puts her left shoe on her right foot and vice versa. And then that's enough to change the trajectory of her whole life. And then through the magic of verse jumping, they get the skill, they bring it back, and boom, she can do what she needs to do. The problem is, over the course of the movie, the things you have to do to verse jump get more and more intense. So at one point, she puts hand sanitizer on her hands and then just jabs it into her open eyes. Ah! Because that would change, would you ever do that? So it changes the direction enough for you to verse jump and gain the skill. Another one they have is you've got a whole stick of lipstick, and the one character lifts up the whole stick of lipstick and then just eats it. I know, it's pretty gross. They get worse though. The one character puts his hand open and gets a sheet of paper, and I know. You gotta watch. You gotta watch me do it. Pantomime style. And slices through each of the webs, because you'd never do that. Boom, verse jump. So, in the one scene when she's fighting and she needs to learn Kung Fu, she says, how do I verse jump? And she says, the only way to do it is to tell the woman who's trying to kill you that you love her. She's like, tell her I love her? Tell her you love her. That's so strange, it would let you verse jump. It's the only thing you can do. And she says, I can't do it. And they say, well, there's one other way. You could always pee your pants. Because who would willingly pee their pants? So just in case the movie is right, I want to tell you that I love you. I love you. I love you. I love you. And just in case that's not enough, peace, everybody.